Hello everybody and welcome back to the Farm4Fame. We're here for the 3.1 quarterfinals. Our last quarterfinals match to be played, we did actually have Lost EU, now known as the Browning Potatoes, got up against ETS before. Now we have the Danish battle. Only one Dane can move forward and it will be the great one. It is either MYM or Shift. One of them will walk away today. As a loser with a very sore ass. One of those things. It is a best of one, so there is nothing else we can actually do. Pause in 30 for 90 minutes. Is the call going out from Mally for some reason. We're going to jump ourselves straight into the game, guys. So with that one, we do this, and we do this, and we're now into the game. Except I got the screen wrong. So we now do this and come back again until I fix up the screen. Snap! That's when everybody can see what's behind the screen. Anyway, we will go through the draft so far. So we actually have Syndren, the captain for the Shift side. He will be on the Sentinel. So far banned out Visage. Malik has banned out Windrunner for this one. And there you go, boys and girls. Now everything actually fits in its correct spots. All right. And I would like to say everything is smooth. Hell yes. You just look at the character icons. There you go. Little bit of lag, but that's to be expected. But it won't be as bad as it was last time. Banning out Batrider and Visage. Malik has actually banned out Morphling as well as Windrunner. Just to remind you, this is 6.69C. So it is actually not the new version where Morphling did get slightly nerfed. I say slightly. He is still freaking all powerful. There's a shout out from Martin to England or whatever it is. I don't know if that's actually the right guy. Jens, Espen and Mortigan comes out from Syndren, so hopefully those boys are listening in as well. There was actually some talk in the IRC chat before if it would actually be a very, very good idea to actually have Batrider or actually have Batrider Soul in the middle lane and how they'd actually go with two teams like this, because I believe Shift have actually been picking him up of late. By the way, I'm just changing the screen around just so I can actually read your chat as well, guys. So hopefully the YG TV stream will actually be working at the same time. So if this does get too laggy, you can do what a lot of other guys are actually doing during the Shoutcast before, watching the YG TV stream and actually listening on here. Does actually work. Unfortunately, the sync is a little bit out, so it's probably about 10 seconds difference between the two. So we are still going through our drafting stage. Good old Syndren eating into his extra time for his third and final ban for the first part of the ban pool. And it will be Earthshaker coming out of the bans. Once again, Alchemist, Broodmother, Doombringer, they all managed to skip the ban pool. Just not being favoured these days. ES, it seems like we're always going to ban at least one main support hero out of the pool. It just seems to be a thing that every single team must do these days, just to try and limit it down. So we will actually now jump ourselves over to Milk. Is he in-game or is he in the YTV stream? It comes from 11 dots. I'm actually in-game, and it's moving nice and smooth, so we can all be happy with that one. If everyone's actually watching the VOD going, what the hell is he going on about? Is the game smooth? Is there lag? You obviously didn't watch the Lost EU versus DTS game. That was not a lot of fun. Game was good until that last battle, at which point everything just turned over. Spoiler alert! Supposed to throw that before I actually say that. But yeah, there was actually a lot of lag to exactly the same host we're on right now. So hopefully everything will be smooth and fine. It looks to be so. If anything does go wrong, we will switch ourselves over to the YTV stream. Milk bans out Clockwork Goblin as our last ban. Clockwork Goblin, would you believe, Morphling as well as Visage as well as Batrider were all on exactly the same bans. Mikkel lagging out for a little bit of a second here. Well, actually all in the ban pool last time around as well as the Earthshaker. So I think the only change around we actually have is the fact that Windrunner is in there this time around. And Miguel is actually pinging 897. I'm sitting on a comfortable 177 right now, so Miguel is obviously having some problems right now. Syndren actually has the first pick, which is probably why Malik actually banned Morphling as well. When you do actually have first pick, you don't worry about banning Morphling. You'll take him as the first if he gets through the ban pool. If he doesn't, though, that's when you obviously take him. So it's actually the job now of the second banner, or second picker, we should probably put it down to, they're both the same, to actually ban out that Morphling before we actually get to the pick stage. So Podden will actually be the first pick coming out from Synd. Interesting to pick to actually throw out first. Podden, one of those heroes which, yeah, as far as like a range damage mid-game hero goes, it's That's not a bad pick to actually go with initiation. Interested to see how it actually works with Shift's line, but here actually I think there's actually the first official game of Shoutcast for Shift. So a lot of the stuff I've actually been having has been coming from rumours of how they've been playing. Haven't managed to check out a couple of their replays just yet, but what better way than to Shoutcast this one right now. But Shift has actually basically been using some weird lineups, combining heroes which you wouldn't have actually thought of before. So let's see how they actually go with Potom. We do jump ourselves back over to Milk. Should also note the fact that Fury is actually still able to be picked up. A hero which basically I feel very happy every single time Milk plays, because it is such an amazing hero to see how he plays it. With Pugner in the lineup too, I won't be surprised if we actually see those two heroes come up if Milk decides to go for the pushing lineup, as well as that massive DPS you can get from Pugner early on too. So it can work as a ganking lineup. He actually goes for VS and Alchemist, so make me eat my words. Vengeful Spirit support. Still one of those great playmakers, Vengeful Spirit. One of those great initiators if you can get the swap off nicely. Early stun as well. You give your team extra damage as well as give armor reduction from the raw. Just amazing support hero, and has made it into the picks this time around. Joined by Alchemist, as we saw him actually being played in our last game, being completely beefy as hell. Vanguard on top of him, and then a very quick Radiance. One of those heroes which can be used in the tri lane just to try and solo it up and get whatever he can, because he can get back on top of things very fast. You just kind of accept the fact you've got to stay close enough to get a little bit of XP, and the money you'll make it back later with a Goblin's Greed. It's either that or you make him a carry hero, throw him in a lane where he gets a lot of farm, use the Goblin's Greed, and then of course you just basically skyrocket through the gold. You get a Radiance by 20, and everything's just hunky-dory from that point. So we will actually run through. Everyone's actually asking who's actually playing, who's actually playing, and who the hell says Tobi's stream is lag to you? It's your fault. Yeah, that's what I'm putting it down to. Cinderin picks up CM as well as Necrolite. So there's your stay ability. There's your great support hero as well. That's going to give so much mana for Potom to pop out arrows left, right, and centre. Not to mention the leap and starfall too. Can let those battles drain a little bit longer with that extra mana regen. So if Potom manages to leap away to a nice little spot, give it a couple of seconds, get your mana back, have enough for an arrow, have enough for starfall, everything's all nice and good. Necrolite, of course, will be pumping up that Death Pulse, which gives life to everywhere around, as well as damages any enemy units around them too. So keep your eyes open for that one, as well as the ulti. The scythe that comes out from that one. Ooh, I've gone above 200 MS. Yeah, Necrolite able to actually damage a lot of heroes around it, but the ultimate is the coolest thing. Get someone down low HP, drop them off. That is definitely going to be needed to bring down the Alchemist. Malik also picked up SF as our third pick, but we'll get to him in a second. But the fact that Necrolite is actually there's that tank ability for the shift side that they actually needed. With Alchemist going to live through them all. Like we saw, the last game was literally done by the Alchemist. It was won by the Alchemist of Lost EU, also known now as Browning Potatoes. Just for the fact that he was able to live so long, it took so long to bring him down, and then the other team had nothing left to go with. They were losing too much HP. They even lost a hero while trying to bring him down, and it was a 1-on-5 battle, and they still lost a hero. That kind of stuff. It's a lot of carry power. So now they're going to try and have a little bit more burst damage coming out of them. Fury coming out as the bans from Cinderin. Very smart move from him. Sven coming out from Malik, which was probably actually a wise move too. They'll be looking for a bit of an AoE stun if they can hold him in place. Not to mention they still need a hero to go down and actually work with the Necrolite. The Necrolite will more than likely be babysat in the bottom lane. So CM needs one more support hero. Doombringer comes in as the last ban here by Cinderin. More than likely wanted to ban out Doom and just see if Malik actually decides to ban out the Broodmother. Broodmother would still be a good pick to actually come into this lineup and then pick up one more support hero for the main fact that CM will still have the aura pumping around, and that is mass Broodlings that will be coming out. So keep your eyes open for that one. They still need, well, they got stun and slows. Not a hell of a lot from the shift side. So they still need a little bit more coming out of that one. But Milk will be looking at it. He's got another 70 seconds to actually choose what he wants for his fifth. The Cinderin once again just spamming up the pings to see what's actually going on. Everyone's back down at a nice level too.